use Option Master Chartist to scan a pre-selected or any list of stock symbols, stock or ETF symbols, to narrow it down very quickly to find a viable trade candidate. And in this case, we're going to use our core list. And what I've done is I've pasted in a list of about 90 highly liquid option stocks that I want to scan to see if we have a good trading candidate in the list. So I've put them all in the list, and the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to do a permission to trade scan. And I've already done that, so I'll go to the window. And with the permission to trade, you can scan individual lists or all the lists using either loose or strict rules. And the basic distinction between the loose and strict rules is that the loose rules will use only a momentum indicator to put the symbol on the right side of bullish or bearish momentum. If you select the strict rules, that will use both the momentum indicator and a trend indicator, so that you would need the trend indicator to be bullish and momentum to be bullish to get a long trade list, and vice versa for a short trade list. So you're going to get more results with the loose list. So we scanned this and we got a list of potential long candidates and a list of potential short candidates. Now the permission to trade list is saved, and we can use that then in our candlestick pattern scanner. So we've selected the long PTT, the long permission to trade list, and we ran a bull scan on the list, and we came up with a dozen or so stocks that have shown current candlestick trading signals. And the way this works is that you have the symbol in this left-hand column and then a description of the symbol in the right-hand column. So if you have favorite symbols, you can either select them here, or just select all of them and then pick out the ones that you happen to feel the most comfortable with or like the best. But we go one step further to make this easy, and that our long candlestick scan candidates then gets passed into the oversold list that appears on our main screen. So if we push the oversold button, we get the ticker symbols for all the symbols or all the stocks for which we received a positive candlestick scan. And Tesla was the one that I was interested in. And you push the button and you get a near real-time chart of Tesla Motors. And because we did a candlestick scan, the first thing we'll look at is the candlestick trader. And these are basic candlestick bars. And this pink line is an 8-period exponential moving average, which has been popularized over the last couple years as a distinctly valuable adjunct to candlestick trading. If you right-click on the candlestick trader chart, well, one is you can do an individual candle scan of that ticker, and we see it's a resistance break. And we'll see what that means. We're going to view the 20, 50, and the 200 simple moving average. And we can see that Tesla is coming off of a bottom and has bumped smack into the 200 and the 50-day moving average. And although we do not use those particular moving averages in our trading analysis, we know that many money managers and other traders do. So how Tesla reacts at this 250 period moving average will say a lot about whether Tesla is more or less likely to make a run up into the 270s. Just some pre-indications. If we look at the volume spread analysis, we can see that the run-up from the low, at around 205, has been fairly consistent, and that the stock is getting support because the volume waves are accumulating upwards. We can see the exact opposite occurred in the sell-off from the highs in the 270s, and it was a fairly relentless sell until it stopped. And one other thing that the volume spread analysis volume wave charts can tell you is when either the selling or the buying pressure stops, and that's often where a phase change can occur, if indeed one will occur. And the other two volume indicators we have on the front page are the Chaikin oscillator, which measures momentum of volume and is fairly fast reacting, and the accumulation distribution line, which really shows where the big money is flowing. If the accumulation distribution line is heading up, and particularly if it's over its moving average, then big money has an interest in accumulating the stock that you're looking at. So just from what we've done so far, we did the permission to trade scan, we did the candlestick scan, and Tesla came up as a viable trading candidate. And we can go one step further in our analysis, and that is, when would we want to time the trade into Tesla? If we didn't want to enter long right at the high, we can use our trend chart screen. And what we've done here is we just dragged Tesla from the list over to a chart. You can do that with any of these symbols. You just drag from the list to a chart, and you can choose the frequency of updates. These lists will update, or these charts will update automatically once you push the start button. And you can display charts of different time frames, 15, 30, 65, or a 90-minute chart in Heiken Ashi format. But one thing we've recently added to the trend chart screen is a very useful pullback alert. And you can see these 9 panels in the lower right corner of the screen, and they're in a location that matches the 9 charts. And if we wanted to be alerted when Tesla had pulled back, we can set a bullish scan. And here's that loose and strict rules again. And loose means that we're going to get a trigger if Tesla satisfies the momentum pullback rules on the 65-minute time frame. And if we chose strict, then Tesla would have to satisfy both the momentum rule on the 65-minute time frame and the trend rule on the 65-minute time frame. So it's a little tougher standard. But when the alert triggers, this little panel will turn solid green, so that you can monitor up to 9 stocks for pullback alerts, and you can see in an instant when an alert is triggered. And that saves you just scads hours of time scanning individual stocks to find out when the proper entry could be made. It's just an overview of just some of the features that were found useful. If you then wanted to set up an option trade, there's dozens of other things we can do for that. But I just wanted to give you an overview of how quickly you can scan a symbols list into a trading candidate.